Good evening, good afternoon, wherever you find yourself in this weird, wild, wacky world of ours, and welcome to another exciting installment of Darkness in Dublin. It's interesting how churches always have a smell. It's like that mixture between candle smoke, incense, and pompous attitudes. But as you enter into this church, St. Patrick's Cathedral, you immediately become aware of the fact that, along with the scents that you're used to, there's another smell that intermingles, interlaces itself with the bricks and the masonry, that almost seems to dance along with the smoke rising from the various candles. It's an almost palpable smell of fear, but more specifically, fear of the unknown. Many vampires with auspex can smell this just as their teeth penetrate the skin. Humans always fear what they don't understand, and so this place, with the rumors that now circulate, is quite rife with it. The church is empty save for one individual who is kneeling at the altar. In her arms, you can see that there is a Bible, and she is praying. But
Uh,
I will let you all do your introductions. My
uh,
apologies. Continue.
that's okay. So I suppose this is a Catholic church, yes?
This is Ireland, where there is only one correct answer to that question.
Oh, okay. Just wanted to clarify. Um, so Charlotte actually does cross herself when she walks into the church. Um, she's dressed rather casually for what she normally wears, or what Ambrose first saw her in. She's wearing a red blouse, a crimson red blouse underneath a black leather jacket. She's wearing um, skin tight black denim pants or dark blue. It's hard to tell, and loosely laced uh, combat boots. She's wearing a silver necklace, and um, her hair is loose. Whereas the first time he saw it, she was wearing her hair up.
Umpires would be wearing what the clearer image on his overlay is showing. And yes, he has etiquette. I was checking that. Yes, he also do the crosses. He walks in, and he for now just walks straight to the altar.
Um, are there candles lit in this church?
Yes.
There are. Okay, good to know. Charlotte looks a little bit uncomfortable around an open flame, but she does walk closer towards the altar. I will let it be known that my ghoul is with me, but he's like like quiet and brooding behind her.
Okay.
Um, I don't think I gave a description of my ghoul last time because he was in the car. But this dude's like 6'4". That's 193 meters or 1.93 meters. Um, he's got dark hair. He's wearing like a something similar to what Ambrose is wearing, except it's all black. And it's pinstripe. And he's wearing like leather wingtip shoes. He's got his hair slicked back. Um, and he's kind of like behind Charlotte's right shoulder. And she like puts a hand up, and he stays put.
Okay. Important question. Do either of you have oversight on at the moment?
No, I don't have aspects yet.
I I have aspects of that level, but I don't have it on. I think I will turn it on though. Um, do I might need the book for this. Hold on.
It's fine. It's perception empathy. The difficulty is 8 minus your levels of aspects. So in your case, I believe you have aspects 3.
I do have aspects 3, so
So it
that's
becomes difficulty 5.
so that's perception and empathy.
Yes.
Okay, so that's only 3 dice.
You're very bad at this.
I am very bad at this. What empathy?
What people feel like? What are people?
Yeah, right. That's 2 successes.
All right. You will see the fact the woman, for it is indeed a woman,
Mhm.
who is kneeling next to who's kneeling at the altar, is. You get her primary emotion. She is. It's always an emotion that's not listed. She is very sad and scared, and the two are mixed together. You will also see, interestingly enough, that obviously the bundle in her arms is a child. However, you see the fact that the child's essentially you can recognize, even with the basic levels of success, that the child's aura is incredibly weak, as you would say it's probably very sick.
Um, is she praying?
Yes,
Like verbally, is she speaking?
not verbally, but her head is lowered, and she definitely has the posture of someone who's praying.
I see. Okay. I'd like to move closer to her, and maybe um, I don't have telepathy, so I'll kneel down beside her and cross myself again, and um, pray as well. I'm not actually sure what Saint Patrick is the patron saint of. So,
He's the patron saint of Ireland.
oh well, I mean, yeah, obviously, but like beyond that,
All right, quick question for you. What is Charlotte's and Ambroise's unmodified willpower?
7.
wow, 5.
Right. Yep, that's enough. Both of you immediately, as you step towards the woman, towards the altar, you both feel something scan through your surface thoughts. Actually, no. Only one of you will recognize it, in the sense that Charlotte will recognize somebody is essentially reading your thoughts. Amboise, you'll just feel very odd. You wouldn't be able to describe the feeling.
She doesn't hiss, but she kind of sneers when that happens. Do you want to know what my surface thoughts are?
Yes.
Curiosity. I'm curious about what's wrong with the child. Um, I'm not sure, like, when I walk into the church, if I needed to make the Toreador weakness check, as it's fucking beautiful.
No, it's not quite the level of splendor that would require that.
Okay.
However, what happens in the next few moments is you see the woman, her eyes close, and she falls forward towards the altar.
I try and catch her.
Okay.
Oh.
Catch her.
Okay.
As you do so, you see the fact that the bundle with the child is no longer in her arms.
Boys will also try to catch her. Sorry.
Yep, you guys basically steady her. She is asleep. She is deep asleep.
I would like to try to rouse her.
You try. You basically you tap her face. You even try to throw. She is asleep. She is out. You see the fact though that the child is currently being held at one end of the altar via this individual. Now, considering he is appearance 8, you will have to make the Toreador clan weakness check.
Jesus. Okay, that's self-control. I'm not actually gonna spend a willpower on this one.
I really would recommend it because
Yeah.
I mean,
Okay.
considering you'd be rolling the check at difficulty 9, yes.
Oh, fuck me. Alright, so I guess I'll spend the willpower. That's 7 dice. Okay, hold on. I'm still new to this, so 7 D10 greater than or equal to 9, right? You said?
Mhm.
Um, no. That
It's your self-control, not your willpower.
I know it's my self control with like 3 extra dice, right?
Why do you get 3 extra dice?
Wrong game. Sorry.
Yes, wrong. Oh, yes.
Sorry, my bad. Okay. That's 4d10. My bad.
Why? What were you rolling for? I'm curious now.
I'm used to um the willpower giving you extra dice, not an automatic success.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, sorry.
Worries.
My bad.
You have to put a space between the.
My God. I'm not having a good morning. My bad. Sorry.
It's all right.
I'm pretty sure I did that right.
Did you? It's because you edited the post. You just have to roll again.
Okay. I'm gonna drink my tea. Equal to 9F1.
You can also just copy the above and paste it, and just
What?
alter the numbers.
I already typed it out.
Okay.
3 successes.
Yeah, you wrestle back the Toreador weakness, but he is looking down at the child in his arms at the moment.
Is the child still asleep? Or well, he wasn't asleep,
No.
but he was weak. Am I still getting that aura off of him, or is the other being's aura kind of overshadowing that?
You haven't looked at the other one's aura. Yeah, it's a separate roll for each person you want to look at. But what you see from his forehead, a third eye opens and bats the child in golden light. And you see the child his aura becomes stronger and healthier.
Well, that's not something I've ever seen before. And you are?
I see. It's not the same image, but sometimes you can use different image for the same guy. Is that the guy that was at the train station?
No.
Okay.
I will also put it, he doesn't physically have the wings.
Okay, just the golden looking armor.
Yes, he is dressed exactly as he is shown.
Okay. And you are?
He doesn't talk. The child reaches up and he holds his finger and he smiles. For the record, you get an almost palpable sense of goodness that comes from this individual. If you could define light as a feeling, he exudes it.
And plus, it's just would just describe it as the opposite of his sire.
Well, obviously.
Actually, a better way to describe it is it's the opposite of Aishar.
Well, I see. He doesn't. Does he acknowledge us at all? Like, does he look in our direction or anything like that?
Not overly, but you hear him in your mind as he doesn't open his mouth. I am I.
Are you really? I never would have guessed. How do you spell that? I'm thinking this obviously, because we're apparently communicating in that form.
You can talk. He can't. He can understand. He just prefers to communicate like this.
I as in the letter, or I as in
No.
or
You
I?
asked who I am. I am myself.
I mean, aren't we all?
She,
What
I
is your?
think she
What is?
is asking for your name.
Oh. You are not like the others who have visited me.
As he says this, he will place the woman because I forgot what they're called, like the benches
Hughes.
Yeah.
in shoes, and he'll place the woman because they're more comfortable than the floor.
By the way, Charlotte, you'll notice your ghoul is also passed out on the floor.
Oh,
Should I put him up to?
great. Um, I mean, you can set him in a pew if you'd like.
They are more comfortable than the floor.
But to answer your question, I had many names. The most common that was used in my time was Morpheus.
That explains the sleep.
And he'll see him probably just take your ghoul in one arm and place him on a few.
Okay.
Oh,
And
it's a hell of a drag.
and what makes you say that we are different from the ones who have visited you before?
When Helen brought her brought her childish grandchild to me, he was in need of wisdom. I do not know what you are in need of.
Tombas will come at that point and bow, kneel actually,
No.
and he'll try to think that one.
He will
Think.
immediately walk forward and stand you up.
He'll stand and he'll try to think that one. He'll say, he'll think, see if he can, because apparently he can hear your thoughts. I have given something for the sake of my allies, something that was dear to me that I realized at the time. I do not know if you can get it back, if you can tell me how to get it back. But I feel that at least talking to you about it could help, even if you cannot.
You seek to cure yourself of a self-imposed wound for those whom you care for.
And he'll nod.
Is he still reading my surface thoughts?
No, he stopped, but he is still communicating with you without opening his mouth.
Okay.
You would probably assume that though he can understand English, he might not be comfortable speaking it.
You can read my... sorry. Go ahead.
No, if you're not finished, you can go ahead.
You can read my thoughts. So you really don't know what it is I'm suffering for, but I feel that saying out loud would help.
I only did so in order to see if it was safe to save the child. But no. You martyred yourself for those you believed to be your friends. You gave something of yours for the significance that they had within your heart. I cannot undo your decisions. This is your burden. You must bear it.
A tear of blood will fall from his eye.
He will wipe it away. But know that because you think they have taken something, they cannot truly take it. They may take the ability to feel a thing, but that does not mean the thing is not there. Know that. Take what solace you can from that.
And he'll nod. Thank you.
He smiles.
Charlotte just looks at Ambrose kind of solemnly, like she's mourning for what he lost. I suppose when you say need, that is that insinuates a rather selfish desire, and I do have selfish desires as most beings on this planet do. But when you ask me, what do I need? My own needs were not the first to cross my mind. Surprisingly enough, which is uncharacteristic as hell. More for the safety and protection of my own kind. And there is one above all who threatens that at the moment. Well, a group, I suppose. I'm at an individual, but I'm not necessarily sure how involved he is. She gives Ambrose a rather knowing look.
You misunderstand me.
Do I?
Yes.
Please enlighten me.
As my sire once said, I am the lamb who sometimes must give up his life for the betterment of all. For in Enoch, the Dark Father issued his curses, and so it was, the whole shattered. He sits down with the baby still in his arms. For the record, the baby is like smiling and cooing. He's really quite content being in his arms.
Right.
He says, I will never harm another soul. You could strike me down now, and I would not resist. I cannot and will not help you harm others, even if they themselves are in the throes of their own violence and excess.
That's understandable.
He smiles.
I wish I could reach the goodness of your heart one day.
You can.
Sorry, what was that? I see, I didn't catch it.
He said you can. When it was that Cain was cursed by the angels of God, he called out and gripped Gabriel's robe in one hand and said, Can there be no reprieve for my suffering? And Gabriel, Lord of mercy, turned to him and said that if he embraced humans to his heart and if he allowed their part to become his own, that he could transcend his curse, that he could become more. It is within the ability of all of us to do so. We only need to be afraid, or not to be afraid, to take our steps on the road. For the record, if you all of you are Camarilla, this is like super heresy.
Well. Okay. So, let me see if I understand you correctly. Probably don't, but I'll try.
It is merely the fact that you are attempting to understand that brings wisdom.
there's a way to retain humanity or morality or mortality for that case, but there is no physical way to go back to before. There isn't. We are what we are. I
Not
think
true.
not true. And pray tell, how does one start down that path? Please enlighten me.
If one is willing to take the first step, the other steps reveal themselves.
The first step towards what? Towards weakness or
When my master first achieved it, he called it by a name, the name of the place where he found his enlightenment. Golconda.
Can I make an occult roll?
You can make a kindred lore check.
A kindred lore check. Okay.
You were given kindred lore inspiration. Both of you
Yeah.
can.
Yes.
Can we make a willpower on it?
Yep, you can.
Yeah, gonna make one.
So that's kindred lore and what?
Intelligence.
Damn you once. That's only one success. Thank you, willpower.
You don't really know anything, unfortunately. I was going to set a threshold of 2 successes.
Damn you once.
It's 3 and 3. I got a 9. I'm not sure what the difficulty on that is.
Difficulty 7.
7, so that's 2 successes.
Alright, some really, really eccentric vampire scholars have talked about Golconda. It's supposedly the state in which you not only master your beast, but banish it from you, and you essentially obtain like a vampiric enlightenment.
I'm gonna turn to Ambrose and tell him what I know about Golconda. Essentially, what he's saying is there is a way to banish the beast from yourself entirely, to conquer it completely, to make it non-existent within yourself. I think only rather eccentric vampires, kindred, excuse me, dabble in this sort of knowledge.
I'll nod.
Personally, I think anything is possible. The likelihood of it being true, however, the probability of it is very microscopic. You say that your sire has achieved this through steps that he has taken, but I have no basis on which to trust this information, having never seen it myself.
He simply points to himself. Still holding the child.
Yes, but you see, we've only just met each other, and having never met you before, I have no idea who you are. I have no idea what clan you belong to. I know nothing about you.
Ah, I see.
And
I will give my formal introduction then, as this is apparently important. I am called Morpheus, the last childer of Saulot of Clan Salubri. Those are a whole bunch of words to you. They make a sentence, but fucked if you know the meaning of the sentence.
I mean, I assume my character's heard of Clan Salubri before, yes?
Not really. Maybe they're those crazy three-eyed bastards that the Sabbat keeps sending at people.
Okay.
Basically, all of the knowledge of the Salubri before a certain point, the Tremere kind of ate and then suppressed.
Right. Okay.
As for who Saulot is, fucked if you know.
Or Morpheus for this case. I mean, he's standing obviously in front of me, but beyond that, I have no idea. Obviously, it has something to do with sleep. I mean, I've read that graphic novel. Neil Gaiman's an amazing person, but that doesn't mean anything to me. So is he's sitting down on one of the pews
No, he's sitting down on the steps to the altar.
on the steps of the altar. Okay.
I have met a clanmate of yours.
Yes, I know. I brought him back from beyond the gate.
Oh.
I'm glad he seemed, although
Look,
at my
hang on. Ambrose, this guy just said he brought somebody back from the dead.
yeah, he's quick. Goes, I have no idea how you did this, but I'm glad. He seemed, well, although he was my opponent at the time, he was on the opposite side. He seemed like a good and honorable man.
He was. I granted him a second chance. He is currently with your sheriff.
And he'll nod.
He well, like wisdom has been gained here, but I'm calling myself skeptical is optimistic.
He smiles as he says, "That's fine."
I mean, I'm sure. I think you believe that you can take part of Golconda, but I I'm very skeptical of this.
If what he says about the man he brought back from life is true, I'll believe him about Golconda.
I mean, he says he's with the sheriff, and I've never met the sheriff. I haven't had the pleasure.
He is with the sheriff and Helena. I knew her of old when she was still a queen. But that was in a different time, in a far different place.
This is. Charlotte just smiles. She just smiles. She looks skeptical as fuck. And she's just like letting him talk. Like she's just letting him go. Like just go ahead and talk. She doesn't believe it. She just doesn't. She's never seen proof of it. She just doesn't believe it. She can't get behind it.
Why is it that you need proof to take steps that faith should fill in the blanks?
Because faith and facts are two different things.
Yes.
And I believe things that I see or and that's it. I as someone who has or had faith in something of a higher power, I'm skeptical of that as well. I respect it, skeptical of it, but again,
These are not paths that you need to walk. You may live the unlife that you have been given, the way that you choose.
oh, I do. Within certain boundaries, of course, but I do. Though I suppose I am a little bit of a hypocrite when I talk about facts over faith, because I do have faith in the Camarilla. I do have faith in the safety that they bring us, but that faith is proven by facts because they employ the traditions. The traditions are there to keep us safe from harm, to keep us from exposing ourselves, and they have worked.
Yes.
So I suppose what I'm trying to say here is if it is factual and it is proven to me, the process as a whole, not just what you tell me, then I suppose my view on the matter could possibly shift.
I have no. Until you are willing to take a step of faith, faith cannot convince you. He smiles. Maybe one day you'll be ready.
I mean, it's possible. I don't see that day coming anytime in the foreseeable future, but it's possible.
Perhaps.
I'm gonna take a risk here.
Mhm.
I would like to go over. I don't know what they call it, to where they light the candles, where
Mhm.
um, hopes, dreams, suffer, like praying, whatever. I don't know what it's called. And I would like to light one.
Okay.
I don't know if I need to make a rock strength check.
No, I did to light a candle now.
I would like to light two, one for myself and one for my mentor.
I will make you a deal, he says. If it means that there is the possibility of faith, then I would be remiss, blind to my own arrogance, if I did not shepherd it. Have your ghoul here stay until dawn, and I will give him proof that there is always hope for all of us. If you are amenable, he will then return to you, unharmed, unscathed, but with purpose.
So Ombas won't say that out loud, but he will think so that the angel can hear. Well, there are Salubri. How do I take the first step?
Being willing to take the first step. However, before you do, contemplate yourself, meditate on yourself, and think of the lives and choices you have made. Then come back and speak to me again if this is the path you wish to follow.
And he'll nod very well.
So, my dear Charlotte, do you leave your ghoul here with him?
I don't think that I will.
Okay. That's up to you.
I'm sorry?
I said that's up to you.
Yeah, I don't think that I'm going to, no.
Okay.
So I do light the 2 candles, and I'd like to pull out my phone and text him.
Your
And
sire?
yes, and I would just like to send him a single rose emoji, and that's it.
Okay.
Oh no, a rose and a red heart.
Okay. So the two of you will leave the church. You will see this individual place the baby back in the mother's arms. At which point, as he steps backwards towards the altar, you'll see him vanish. You'd assume it's just a very high level obfuscate. But as he steps back and vanishes, both the mother will come to, and she sees the fact the baby's fever has broken and is elated.
Wait, just as a note, where is the baby? Because she's lying on the hue. Where is the baby?
Basically, he props her back up and puts the baby in her arms.
Okay. Because if the baby wasn't in her arms, he would have given the baby to her into her arms. But yes, okay.
And your ghoul will wake up as soon as he vanishes.
I see. Okay.
You wish to speak to me? Is
I
it Miss or Mrs. Monroe?
it's Miss, and she holds up her left hand, and there's no ring. She does have one on her other hand, though, which you think is a little bit odd. Yes, I would like to speak with you about a matter or two, as the case may be. Would you like to go to that place that I talked about?
Yes, why not?
I tell you what, would you guys mind terribly if you do that in another scene?
No, sure.
So Evan can she's hosting this one because I want to sleep.
Okay. Oh shit! You still haven't slept.
I don't sleep very often.
No, he doesn't.
Okay, go get some sleep, dude.
Thank you, players, for playing. Thank you, watchers, for watching. This has been another scene in Darkness in Dublin. Have a pleasant evening.